Does this sound familiar? You've been training hard all year at the gym, dedicating yourself to consistency, meal prepping, hitting your protein goals, and actually making fairly decent progress this time. But then summer comes up, the one time you actually want to look good. You go on holiday, have a great time away, but when you come back, you've lost the progress that you worked so hard for, and now you're playing catch up, constantly yo-yoing between being in and out of shape. In this video, I'm gonna break down how you can stay shredded and jacked whilst traveling, but it's gonna be realistic and flexible, because when you're on holiday, no one's bringing a scale to the restaurant and measuring every little macro as soon as you're out and eating, and no one's waking up at 5 AM doing sprints, doing 5-6 workouts. You can still make progress without having to be all military mode whilst on holiday. So I'm going to teach you small habits which you can implement, which are super simple yet have a big effect for maintaining or even making gains whilst away on holiday without affecting your holiday enjoyment. So let's get into it. The first small habit is going to be taking your protein powder and creatine with you when on holiday. This is so simple, yet not many people do it. And one thing which I used to think when I was a lot younger is that I couldn't take protein powder or creatine through airport and security because it's, a magical powder, but it's completely fine. I've taken protein powder and creatine through airports so many times and I've never had any issues. I'd advise taking a shaker as well, and this will be the easiest way to get your protein levels up when on holiday, because as soon as you arrive or as soon as you land, you can just go to the supermarket or your local corner shop and get some milk, add it to the shaker with the protein powder, and that's an easy 25 to 30 grams of protein per scoop. If you've got a long flight, which is more than 3 or 4 hours, then take a thermal bottle with you when you're on the flight, because you can pre-make a big high protein shake with almost 1,000 calories or even 50 to 70 grams of protein with things like peanut butter, milk, protein powder and oats. And with the thermal bottle, it'll keep it cold for your whole flight and you can just sip on it, as obviously when you're on the flight, you're not going to be able to get up and just go out for some food. So by having a shake with high calories and high protein can really help to hit your calorie goals even on flight day. For holidays especially, Clearway protein powder is a game changer. You see, with the Clearway, the consistency is so thin and it's practically just water or just like squash, and this is ideal when it's super hot and super sunny. But you can just sip on it so easily. For the supplements, I get all my products from MyProtein, and they actually have a wide range of flavors on there, and to use code Beckles, that will save you a lot of money and help me out a ton. Habit number 2, skipping breakfast. Now, of course, this can vary depending on your fitness goal, and whether you're trying to bulk or whether you're trying to cut. But if you're trying to maintain that lean, shredded physique and you're not wanting to bulk up that much, then I'd suggest skipping breakfast. And instead of breakfast, you could have a black coffee. And this will be good for 2 reasons. First of all, coffee will suppress your appetite, so you're not going to have the cravings to eat loads and loads of food during the mornings. And second of all, it'll give you energy, which is actually pretty important, because when you have a lot of energy and you're in a good energetic state, then you want to be active and doing stuff, and eating a lot of food will be the least of your priorities. Intermittent fasting is super popular for holidays. This is basically where you fast in the morning and then have one big meal at lunchtime, a meal at tea, and then one in the evening. And typically there's an 8-hour window for eating, and then a 16-hour fast from your last meal all the way up to the next day and your first meal, which would be the lunchtime meal. And obviously, for gaining weight, then go ahead and have the breakfast. Habit number 3, the eyeball method. This is basically keeping a little bit of an eye on your macros whilst on holiday, but not to the point where you're constantly stressing or you're trying to figure out how many macros was in this little starter or that little starter, because you're on holiday, you do need to enjoy yourself. but with the eyeball method, this will allow you to keep a rough estimate of how many, calories and protein you're hitting, so you don't fall off track completely. Because I've been training and monitoring my nutrition for like so long now, so I know that one chicken breast is roughly 100 calories and like 20 grams of protein. So if I was to order from a restaurant and I get something like chicken paella, I'll know that it will have, roughly one chicken breast, maybe one pack of rice and all of the rest. So just from eyeballing the menu or the recipe, I'll know that that meal will have roughly 700 to 900 calories and maybe around 40 to 50 grams of protein. However, if you don't want to do that, and you don't want to eyeball the calories, this is where the intermittent fasting can be really beneficial, as I discussed earlier, because you've effectively fasted for 16 hours, you haven't eaten anything in the morning. So by the time it comes to lunch or even your dinner meals, you can be pretty free and eat practically whatever you want. But obviously try to keep a little bit of an eye on what you're eating and how much protein you're getting in. On holiday, I'd aim for maintenance levels of calories, so I try to maintain my gains whilst away, and I find that this is very manageable and I'm not having to eat a load of food, I'm not having to cut and feel less energetic. So by eating my maintenance, this is perfect for me. The fourth habit: training on your vacation. There are a few gyms that do international day passes, and this can be really good to look into. If not, most major cities should do week passes or even day passes for the gym. When you're in there, try to focus on short but intense workouts, like an upper-lower split, where you could do just 4, 5, maximum 6 exercises for your upper and for your lower, or you could do a full body split times 3 if you're staying for like a week or more. Then you only have to train 3 times a week whilst on holiday. And if you're doing 45-minute sessions each time, that's super easy. You want to make sure that you're prioritizing compound lifts, as they are very effective and you get more bang for your buck essentially. With your workouts, I'd advise training first thing in the morning too, so it's out of the way, and then you can enjoy other activities and get on with the rest of your holiday. And for the worst case scenario, if there's no gyms around you, you could just do some bodyweight exercises like push-ups, dips, lunges, as bodyweight workouts are much better than no workouts at all. The fifth habit to stay shredded whilst on holiday is being active, and this should come pretty naturally, but just doing things such as swimming, activities, walking by the beach, by choosing the more active routes. This is a great way to hit your steps, and on top of that, the extra little bit of cardio will help to ensure that you're not putting on mass amounts of weight. Habit number 6, managing alcohol. Now with me personally, I don't really drink alcohol. However, with holidays and things like that, it's very popular and common for people to drink. So to manage this with your physique and with your lean, shredded, aesthetic look, what you can do is choose low calorie options like gin and diet tonic or vodka soda. So try to select low sugar and low calorie drink options, as this will help massively, because alcohol can be really sneaky for putting in extra calories and actually gaining weight. So people, coming on to the final point, and this is, remember to enjoy yourself whilst you're on holiday, because it takes over 3 weeks to actually lose your progress. And any muscle that you do lose, you can get back super easily due to muscle memory if you've been training for a little while. However, don't just rinse this and train for like a week and take 3 weeks off and keep bouncing between it like that, because you simply won't progress and you need that consistency. So yeah, that comes to the end of the video. And if you'd like to see a complete weight loss diet plan, just click on this video right here. And as always, drop a like, drop a subscription, and I'll catch you next time.